First Chronicles 4 verse 10. And Jabez called on the God of Israel, saying, O that thou wouldest bless me indeed, and enlarge my coast, and that thine hand might be with me, and that thou wouldest keep me from evil, that it may not grieve me. And God granted him that which he requested. As I said before, many people, in their way of doing good, there is always a way to produce evil from good, such as hypocrisy, complacency, tradition instead of truth, etc. In other words, the actual footsteps of goodness. In what form should we live in this era? It's tough, and there are no restrictions. Because of this, each generation is more difficult than the next. Yet Zion's presence is visible. It turns out that good can be produced in this form and is always admired by God. Even if it is unintentional, God will spare no effort to confirm it. It's crazy when we see it, especially the testimony about Gundam, and hamburgers and so on. It's crazy. God spared no effort because he knew better than anyone how difficult this good is. In this day and age, to achieve this good. And not to stand still, to form the hypocritical form of a false religion, or, in the style of a guru, it claims to be true faith. Zion, I'm sure, is far from this form. Especially since I'm 61, soon to be 62, you also see that I still behave like a child. I'm very casual, but I'm very serious about my faith, and even, seriously, to a stage, or surprise you that you can live like this, but at the same time, we live under the leadership of God. God did this so that you could see how beautiful is his new covenant, but relatively, also lets you see how difficult it is. Because when people choose to distinguish between good and evil, the good hides a lot of evil. The Pharisees and many religious people were unaware of it at one stage. Our presence reveals their ignorance. God has given us a common message to confirm. This shows their severe error, which is very serious. As for the existence of Zion, almost everything is correct. It's that simple. It's crazy. Under God's guidance and anointing, it's beyond our imagination that we've reached this level. It turns out that good can be synchronized with God and reach a frightening stage. Basically, Zion shows us an unprecedented form of divine presence in human history. He lives, speaks, and thinks in our lives and lives with us. If we make a connection with God, it is indeed possible to reach this level far beyond Catholicism. The priests would wear robes and carry lamps, come out with a swinging incense burner, pretending to be divine. Now, when you look back on these rituals, of course, they're ridiculous, but I do know that God finds them shameful, for they are equal in the way of doing good, set up a roadblock to prevent people from moving forward. When people see them, they wonder, besides this being good, what else is good? Besides representing God, what else can represent God? Their existence has been wholly abolished by all those who represent God. Because of what these people did, at least some Catholics are unable to move forward in their faith. In God's sight, those Catholic popes' masses, it's like a phantom, and our very existence is proof of how wrong and false they are. It is still to be left behind year after year. In fact, ever since the tree of good and evil, with all the changes and problems in the world, born of the interaction between man and the tree of good and evil. In short, this evil was not created by God but by man himself. The later in the process, the more difficult it is, because, through the ages, first, this evil is getting worse with time, second, more and more good becomes evil. Finding the right path from the good will be harder for you. Though the way of doing good is very narrow in this generation, but 99.999% of them are wrong. The problems that Adam and Eve faced in the past, just eating from the tree of good and evil or not, there is a 50/50th chance of being right, that is, eating or not eating. Now let all men of the world do good. It is many times more difficult than winning dozens of lottery tickets in a row. For all, good has become a disguise of evil. 1 Chronicles 4 verse 10. And Jabez called on the God of Israel, saying, O that thou wouldest bless me indeed, and enlarge my coast, and that thine hand might be with me, and that thou wouldest keep me from evil, that it may not grieve me. And God granted him that which he requested.
Surrender my personality, cease to protect this heart of stone. All of the things I claim to be, it all shall disappear tomorrow. Surrender my personality, cease to protect this heart of stone. All of the things I claim to be, it all shall disappear tomorrow. Surrender this broken, filthy me, all that I call my own. Growing stronger day by day, Lord, I'm coming home. Growing stronger day by day, Lord, I'm coming home.